Hello and welcome to our second season of the ESPN Pregame Show. I'm Henry Callahan, and today I'm joined by Bryce, David, and Grant. How you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited for a second season of Barons football. Excited to watch the game today.
I'm doing great right now. We got an amazing football game that's about to be played. And I couldn't even be more excited than I am right now.
Yeah, I'm great. I had fun watching last season, and I'm ready to see what we can do this season.
So we actually went through a weather delay today, so we're not going outside near the field, and we're moved into a classroom. But SBC's coming off one of their most successful seasons in 20 years. David, what's going to be one of the key elements to success?
Yeah, I'd say the Chase Burrell offense was definitely a big factor last year. Chase broke multiple school records, and he had an unreal season. He had 53 touchdowns, which was a Pinellas County record, which obviously very impressive, with 283 yards per game and only 4 interceptions across the 13 games all year, with over a 140 QB rating. We also have Larry Christian returning, who averaged around 60 yards a game and had 10 touchdowns on the year. And untalked about guy I want to mention is Quinton Howard. He just doesn't get a lot of praise, but definitely helps the team a lot with, the left tackle position, protecting Chase. So very good player. And we lost a lot of receiving core from last year, but, we have new guys, so they'll replenish the receiving core, and excited to see what we can do with the offense.
Grant, what about that defense?
Don't even get me started on that defense. I know I'm new here to the school, but what I've heard from that defense is that they were legit last year. Really good. They held teams to an average of 9 points per season, which, at least from where I am, that's unheard of. But with the defense being dominant, they were led by many seniors last year that held that defense together, a strong core of guys. Like linebacker Courtney Taylor, he averaged 12.2 tackles a game. Whew, that's a stud. And Colton Shaw with 14 sacks on the season, another stud. And Devon Frazier, Tylen Huff, and Kenshaw Briggs, all with 3 interceptions on the season. Dogs. But even though that we lost all those seniors, we have 2 key returning starters that are just flat out dogs. We had defensive back Tylen Huff, who led the team in picks. He also had 12 solo tackles and 39 assisted tackles. And we also have Chop Taylor, who had 19 solo tackles and 50 assisted tackles, along with 4 sacks on the season.
Pretty much almost all this success, has to revolve around second-year coach Jesse Tinshaw. So, Bryce, what can you tell me about Coach Jesse?
Yeah, Coach Jesse has completely turned our football program around. We went from a 5-5 season to a 12-1 season. That season has been the best season we've had since the early 2000s. Last year was the first time in 8 years that we had more than 5 wins. Coach Jesse has completely changed SBC's culture. More students, parents, and people in general are coming to our football games because they know we are either going to win or put up a really good fight.
So, for our first interview, we're going to have Coach Temple. So let's welcome him.
I'm doing great.
Y'all ready to watch some football?
Oh, born ready.
Here we go.
Come
Let's
on.
get it.
So we're extremely excited to be joined by Coach Nate Temple. Nate, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited. First game as a coach, so I can't wait.
You just wrapped up playing your career at University of Pittsburgh. How was that experience as a player help you as a coach?
I'd say playing the game that you're trying to get people to understand is a huge factor. Of course, there's a lot of great coaches out there that don't play and are still great coaches, but I think being able to say that I've done it and being able to replicate what example I'm on set. I even get in practice sometimes with the boys. I strapped on pads a few times this year to give a look just so they can see what I wanted because I'm still young and able. So, man, it's awesome to be able to have that player switch right into coach.
Yeah. So obviously Pitt is like a big time school, Power 4 ACC. So you played in a lot of big games and against, great players. What was like your favorite memory from Pitt, and like what's like the best environment you've played?
Best environment, hands down, Virginia Tech. Enter Sandman's crazy. Everybody's jumping, they're shaking the keys, they're having a good time. Rowdy, I played there twice. One was a night game. The night game was unbelievable. Favorite moment at Pitt, probably be, I don't know, man. I was there for a long time, so there's so many. Probably be my first start going into my 5th year. Probably be my favorite moment. Yeah.
And like David said, you played in a lot of big games when you played, but who would you say was the best player you played against?
Played against, we played some players. I'll go from this past year. Love from Notre Dame, the running back. That's now was a first-round draft pick.
Oh, yeah.
He was legit, man. He was entertaining to watch. Players that I played with too, I'll throw somebody in there too. Kalaja Cansey was my class. Now with the Bucks, one of the best players I've ever played with.
Looking back on your career at Pittsburgh, what do you think helped you develop as a defensive player, both mentally and physically?
Hard work, first of all, man. You ain't gonna develop nothing without putting a lot of hard work and effort into it. The next man, I'd have to shout out my position coach at the time. His name is Charlie Partridge. He's now the Notre Dame defensive line coach. He was unbelievable. Spent a lot of hours with him in the film room after. I'd say those two big things, and then just being consistent, man, showing up every day.
Now that you're looking from that coaching perspective, like what are some of what do you look for developing instead of becoming?
Hard working, first thing for me. If you're gonna play for me, you better be willing to work hard. Second thing I want to look for is physicality. We ain't playing punter, kicker, no defense to them. They do their special things, but we're playing in the trenches and we got to set the tone. I'd say great hand play. You got to be able to play with hands, get extensions, shed blocks, and then of course athletic and bendy.
Yeah. So, who are some of the people that made you want to become a coach?
That's a great question, man. My grandfather, my high school that I played in, Abbeville, South Carolina, my grandfather was a head coach there, and the field is named after him. It's Dennis Botts Field. And then my father's a coach as well in South Carolina. So both of them roles right there. And then my position coach in college, Charlie Partridge. I'd say those three for sure, the reason why I wanted to be a coach.
Yeah, and then what's like something you learned from being at Pitt, or like your way on the Pitt, that you want to pass down to like either one of your players on the team right now, or just any high school athlete that wants to play in college?
I'm gonna give two. I'd say dream big. I'd say the world is at your hands. If you want to do something, go do it. And then the second thing is hard work again, man. You're not going to achieve anything you want to do without hard work. So I just say dream big and work hard.
And I mean, SBC had a really good season last year, but how do you guys hope to build off of that?
Man, I mean, we think that's only the beginning. Jesse's year one. We got a whole lot of new coaches in here. I mean, I'm just one of them. There's a lot of great ball coaches in the office over there. So bringing in, I think having Coach Cap as the DC returning, it's another system. Every year a system's been in place and you get another year under it, it's just better and better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just build off that, man. We got a great group of kids. I'm just excited.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Y'all enjoy the game.
We will.
SBC's lost a lot of production from last year's team, whether that's, mainly kids graduating and, mainly those kids were really great. So, they went off to play college. David, who do they lose and how do you think that SBC will replace that production?
Yeah, so I think mostly just the receiving core. We have three guys that play here that play now in college. We have Keyshawn, Brendan, and Earl Stewart. They were great players. Obviously a big loss. They led us in receiving yards and touchdowns. And so Keyshawn and Brendan are playing D1. So obviously a big loss, something we needed to replace. But so we did that by transfers who come to fill that role. And starting off, Shagart Pritchett from Lakewood, he had over 1,000 yards last year. So we're obviously expecting big things from him to replace some of that production. And then We also have Braylon Lane from Hokies. He's known as a deep ball threat, for elite speed. So
Kind of like your Ross Stewart last year.
yeah, definitely like a good replacement for him. Yeah.
So, Grant, we all know you love talking about that defense, so I'm going to ask you the same type of thing I asked David. How's that production going to replace for the defense this year?
I mean, that defense, don't even get me started about that. When you lose seniors, I mean, it's heartbreaking. Like, I remember when I played basketball, you play your last game with a senior, you try not to cry as a man, but, sometimes those tears, they just come down the face. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but, I mean, like I've said before, we had dogs on that team, and we had a lot of good seniors, those seniors. Don't get me started on them. But I'll get more into the stats about it, as we lost a lot of key defensive players, like I said. We lost our 3 leading tacklers, and they were all seniors, being Courtney Taylor averaging 12.2, Colton Shaw averaging 7.5, and Forrest Lovin averaging 6.9 tackles per game. Also, with sacks, too, they were led by the seniors, too, as Colton Shaw, dog, I mean, he keeps on showing up on this paper over and over again. He had 14 sacks, Devon Frazier with 9, Courtney Taylor with 8 sacks on the season. I mean, when you have seniors that keep on showing up on that leaderboard over and over again, you know that they were pretty good. But, I mean, though we lost a lot of production for the season, we did get some very good transfers. Like, as you'll see out there on the field today, number 90, Tay Kalabala. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It's a very hard name to pronounce, and I'm dyslexic. But like Coach Chesney describes, he is an absolute monster on the field. I mean, when you see him, it's almost like he turns into the Hulk on that defense. I mean, he can tackle anyone out there. But a fun fact about him, maybe why I couldn't pronounce his last name, he's from Canada. And that's a long move. I mean, if we think about it, we have the United States as one thing. He didn't just move from another state or from Florida. He moved from another country. I mean, way to go. I mean, at least he came from another country and he decided to go here. That just shows what program we've had. But we also got another transfer, Kendrick Handy. He's pretty handy on that defense. But he was from Lakewood High School. And through his first 2 years, he had 6 interceptions. I mean, that's 3 per year. I mean, dude just gets that ball and he's and catches that ball. And it's our ball. And hopefully he can bring that to the field tonight, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for anyone saying that the team might be a little bit underwhelming this year, just considering that, we were so phenomenal last year. And then, we have players going on to play college and continuing their career in football. Something that, I would say to that is, the team was really good, but something that SBC football continued to do last year is just impressive and impress us week after week. They did phenomenal things just every single week. But Bryce, what about that special teams and staff additions?
Yeah, so SBC is really lucky to have their kicker from last year, Dominic McNally. He attempted 63 PATs and scored 60. SBC made some major additions to their coaching staff. It starts with the new running backs coach, Tony Jones, who played at Notre Dame and played in the NFL. Darius Williams, the new DB coach, just got done playing in the CFL, and Nate Temple, who just wrapped up his playing career at the University of Pittsburgh. SBC staff is one of the strongest in the area.
Yeah, so now for our next segment, we're going to be interviewing Mr. Ryan Mueller, the school's AD. So if you guys have space, Mr. Mueller.
I mean, if I do say so myself, best AD in the entire state of Florida.
We're very happy to have SBC as our AD, Mr. Mueller.
Thank you.
Glad that you're joining us. So how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Obviously we did this last year and trying to keep this tradition going, and excited for a new season for everything that happens at SBC.
Yeah. A lot of the sports had successful seasons last year. What is the process like to have every team continue to improve?
Yeah, right. We talked about this a lot, and it's the culture perspective. I think a lot of our coaches now are doing a really, really good job of providing a good culture for St. Pete Catholic. And then you can see how much it grows. I mean, you guys can see from the student section, which you guys are turning out to, You get to see exactly what they're doing right here, which is an amazing broadcast booth. Like the things weren't here at St. Pete Catholic for a long time, and we're excited to bring that and bring this into a really competitive environment, especially with the culture side.
Yeah, definitely some great new things that we never had in the past. But the football team was obviously the story last year. And how much do you think they're going to improve from last year? And how excited are you just to see them play this season?
Yeah, super excited. I know we always tell everything about fall, and we wait for the new school year, and it's a really exciting time, especially with all the players that we have. I know when we started off like at a program, was Coach Jesse would say about 22 kids, and the consistency and the buy-in from everybody has been great. So now you see a lot of people that are really excited for the school year. And this isn't just about football, right? This is about everything. This is about our program, really trying to take turns in what we want to do. And just like you guys who have been here for a long time of understanding everything that goes in the culture and the piece of St. Pete Catholic, it's a really exciting time to be a Baron. So it's just been a really, really fun journey just to kind of help out this beautiful high school.
Awesome. And I think I'm correct on this, but you are an alumni of SBC, right?
I am.
Okay, so what would you say was the biggest difference between when you were here, that football team, versus the football team now?
Oh, man. Well, I will say I played a little football, and it did not go well at all. So these guys would have me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're really, really good, and I wasn't that good. So my sport was baseball, and I still wasn't that good. But, yeah, I'm really happy that these guys can provide for us, and they have a chance to show off their talents. I mean, they've worked so hard, especially all of our athletes, and I'm really, really excited just to see that people can come to the games and watch exactly how much work they put in.
Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm sure that as an alumni, you're really happy to get a job here.
It's true, yeah. I'm psyched, man.
Crazy statement.
Yeah, I'm psyched.
So, what was your plan when you first got that job on making the school an athletic force?
Yeah, I think a really big part of it is, we preach this a lot, right? Trying to make a gold standard or a community, and that was kind of the piece that we were missing is like that culture standpoint. It's always from a portion where you can go to athletics and you can say, man, I can have a really good X team or Y team, but if you have people buying in, if you have teams that really want to say the same thing, the same vision, that's really what I wanted to see. We were great academically, we were great spiritually. That athletic piece was missing a little bit. And now we can see that starting to turn. And a lot of people are seeing now that, man, St. Pete Catholic, I don't really want to play them anymore, which is understandable because now we're turning heads and we're really understanding that this is a place where we want to be to get exposure. And we're really, really excited to have that Catholic values and everything from teachers and faculty. They've been fantastic. We're really excited to keep it growing.
Because of the success from last year, what's the schedule's obviously improved. What goes into making the schedule every year, and what game you most looking forward to?
Yeah, so basically the schedule for all sports is, we're reaching out to other schools to see who we want to play. We do it very early, so we're right when that season ends, we reach out to other schools to see exactly who we want on matchups. Usually there's like a 2-year deal situation, but you can see now, right, like the teams that we are playing now are much more top. And that's because we wanted to play tougher competition, and we're excited about that. I know Coach Jesse said from a football perspective, we really didn't play anybody strong until late into the playoffs. But now we're testing, the preseason, we're testing week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, obviously everybody's very exciting. I'm really excited for homecoming, I'm really excited for our senior night, obviously. We all know week 5, 2, 5, we're all excited about that. And the best thing about that is we really have like a diocesan presence. We get to play Jesuit week 1 for our preseason, so we'll lots to play them. Obviously, we get to play CCC, and we're always excited to play them. And it'll be nice. It's a friendly rivalry for that, and I'm really excited to see that we can play these teams again because we are talented and we can compete. Friendly is always the word. Friendly is always the word.
Yeah, definitely some great Catholic school rivalries this year. I'll be excited to watch those. Sure, everyone will. So obviously you played sports, you said, in high school. What made you want to, go into, your career as an athletic director to get in sports your whole life?
I told myself when I was going through college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I love sports. So I kind of went to the direction of sport management, and then found out that I really like to be in operations. I really like to help lead, and that was really something from sports that kind of led into that. And St. Pete Catholic did a fantastic job as trying to mold me as a young man. And when I graduated from Florida State, almost, okay, all right. It's been fun. No, it really helps try to find exactly what I want to do in athletics and coming back to my obviously high school years has been phenomenal. And I'm so excited to just see it grow. I get to see the kids be really happy that their athletic team's doing really well. And I get to see the fruits of everything that's kind of going on for coaches to see.
That's it for the questions. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks again.
Now we're going to get prepared for the Coach Jesse interview we had with one of our BSPN students, Gianna, and we're going to react to that interview and preview the schedule.
Hello, I'm Gianna Shelton, and I'm here with BSBN Sports. I'm also here with Coach Jesse. How are you doing today?
Doing great. It's fall football season. Can't be any better.
Exactly. So, with the successful football season last year, how are you guys trying to build off of that going into this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a great season, but we fell short of the ultimate goal. So now everything that we're doing in the offseason from the day after the last game until now is to just build on the lessons of last season and get the guys more ready to go out and ultimately do what we want to do, which is bring home a state championship.
Awesome. What is the goals for the team and for you this year?
Yeah, I mean, I said it in the last question is the state championship, but also we want to see these kids become the best version of themselves on and off the field. And I think that's always going to be at the forefront of the program.
So after the success of last season going into it again, it puts you on more people's radar, and that means that brings a tougher schedule. What are you looking forward, and what are you hoping that it brings out in the boys?
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the schedule. Like you said, that's the most exciting thing is to play some quote-unquote big dogs during the season because that way when we get into the playoffs, we're battle-tested. You know, like we felt last year we didn't really face a challenge until the second round of the playoffs. And then when you go into the third round of the playoffs, you face an even bigger challenge. And I think we would have been a little bit more ready for that game if the schedule was harder. So we're excited to face some of the top competition in the Bay Area and outside the Bay Area and ultimately get our kids ready for the season.
So that was the interview from our BSPN student Gianna interviewing head coach Jesse Chinchar. By the way, that was only half the interview. If you want to go watch the full interview, it is on the ESPN Instagram. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I mean, Gianna did a phenomenal job interviewing Jesse. But like Jesse said in that interview, we're expecting big things from this team. And I've also said this earlier in the pregame show. You know, I don't expect anything to be underwhelming. What SBC does is continue to shock us, especially last year. An example I have is, you know, at like the week 5 mark, they didn't even allow a single sack. And, you know, for an offensive line to do, no matter really how good or bad the team is you're playing, that's a hard stat to continue to do, especially for 5 weeks. And, you know, after the week 5 mark, I didn't think it was going to continue. And they shocked me. They kept going. They did not allow a single sack until, you know, later in the season. I think it was closer to come playoff time. I'm not exactly sure the week, but just again for another example, that shocked me. But guys, what game are you most excited to look for? You know, for me, it's Carroll Day. It's a very strong team who had a good playoff push last season. They've had a lot of good players come out of that high school. I'm just excited to see the outcome of that game.
I mean, we all know what my game is. I mean, it's obviously going to be homecoming because, you know, one, you got that school spirit going on during it, so that's fun. Second of all, there's going to be a lot of people in the stands, so that's going to be another fun part. Third part is, you know, during homecoming, you know, you got all the guys making the loco signs, asking girls out. So sometimes, you know, that's going to make the boys play better during that game. So I think when we come out for that game, you're going to see us just come out firing from start. You know, it might be a little bit because you got to play good in front of your girls or something like that, but I think that'll be a very fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's a CCC game. I mean, that's just, you know, ongoing every sport between the two schools. That's a big rivalry game. So excited, you know, past couple of years, wouldn't have been a great game because CCC is so good. But now I think we've caught up to them. And, you know, I'd like to see how that turns out. I expect a great game from that. It's at home, probably a great attendance and, you know, great atmosphere at that game. So looking forward to it.
I mean, I just heard something from our team specifically that we were talking about when we're playing in CCC that we were going to hold them to shutout. So, I mean, not just starting any beef or anything like that, but I mean, I hope CCC comes ready to play us.
I don't know how much you're really supposed to say that. You know, let's stick to what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm most excited for tonight's game against Jesuit because it's our first preseason game we've done. But
I mean, it's gonna be a good game.
Great game. Another Catholic, big Catholic school, big rivalry.
Yeah, especially because, you know, Jesuit's been a major powerhouse.
Yeah, state championships, state runs, every year.
But I think what Bryce is trying to say is, starting quarterback for this game for Jesuit is Jack Griffin. And if you guys remember, we played Northside Christian last year. Who was their starting quarterback? Jack Griffin. You know, he transferred to Jesuit. He's going to be a freshman. He started for Northside Christian last year as an 8th grader, and you know, he's has very big, you know, high hopes for him over there at Jesuit. He transferred, and he will be starting tonight against St. Pete Catholic. But something I want to touch on a little bit is Jesuit has the #1 linebacker in the country, Caden Henderson. He's the #1 linebacker in the nation. He's a 5-star recruit with 52 major D1 offers. Schools like Ohio State, Notre Dame, LSU. He is committed to Texas A&M, though. His stats from this past football season contains 49 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 20 QB hits, 4 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles. But he unfortunately got injured halfway through his junior season, and that knocked him out for the rest of the season. But let's get to our game prediction. So everyone's going to pick one SBC player that's going to stand out in their opinion, and they're going to say why. So Grant, you can start us off.
I mean, I feel like we all know what we're going to say. We got Chase starting QB. I mean, I've seen him throw that ball. He can sling that ball. So, I mean, I'm at least hoping for a big game out of him. I think he'll produce it, but he's my guy for the game.
Yeah, for me, it's, our new receiver from WCA, Lakewood. Shot Christian. I mean, over 1,000 yards last year. I mean, we're looking forward to, him replacing some amazing production that's lost, So hoping for another 1,000-yard season, maybe more, 1,500, something like that. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, that big game, maybe touchdown or 2, but expecting a lot from him.
Touchdown too. That's a big expectation, dude.
He can do it.
Yeah, I hope so. Bryce, what about you?
I'm looking forward to watching Quincy Howard play. It's been a while since I've seen him in action, and since I last seen him, he's got a couple of D1 offers on his belt, so we're going to see.
He's got a
I think a couple of D1 offers is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, I think it's 12, 15. He's got Florida State in there.
Yeah, he's got
Big time.
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's going to be Larry Christian, the running back. You got to think about it. I mean, he was RB1, but he was still splitting reps with Mariano Rowe last year, and they had their little time of getting injured. But again, they were both splitting reps. They were both phenomenal running backs, and I think Larry ended up with a little over 600 yards last year. I think he's due for a big season, and I think tonight's going to be his night. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tune into our football broadcast at 7 p.m. And let's hope the Barons beat up on some Jesuit Tigers.
Talking about